keeping that Shabbat. They want to continue to worship the sun on the sun day, which is pagan, which is a pagan religious worship day. See, when they took and included Christianity into their pagan days, into their pagan religious system, the Romans had to they had to compromise. So they already worship the sun on Sunday. So they said, well, we'll just put S-O-N on it and act like we're worshiping the son of the Most High on Sunday, so we can appease our people who are already worshiping the sun. And that's why you see that picture behind them, the pictures they have of Yahusha. You see a sun behind his head because that's who they're actually worshiping. They never gotten out of those practices. But the text says, wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction. So there's a whole lot of people in hell right now that you wouldn't expect, because they refuse the Most High's way. They refuse his truth, his life. They continue down that wide path and went on through the wide gate. And you know that gate is hell at the end of the day. Like an old song used to say, when it gets right down to it. Sad but true, family. But the text comes back and say, but small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it. So who are the few, Robert? Those that totally commit to the Most High's plan, will, and authority in their lives, and his original intent for their lives, and don't try to skate it. And we have a word for today, and it's called paragon. Paragon is a person or thing regarded as a perfect example or of a particular quality, or of a particular quality. And we know who this paragon is. It's Yahusha. Yahusha HaMashiach, which some still call Jesus the Christ, which was also created by the Roman Catholic Church. You switch up the name, you switch up the entity. Because Yahusha means Yahuwah's salvation. And no, it's not Jehovah, it's Yahusha. There was no J's until 500 years ago, I think they say, or 1,000 years ago, however it go. J's weren't in none of the books. So they switched up the name as well as who you're serving. But that's of the least importance, the name. Because you can call him Sweet Jesus all you want, and he's still going to look at you with red eyes of fire, and say, I don't know you. Or you can call him Sweet Jesus right until the point you pass away from him, like my cousin did, because that's who you identify him with. But when you know better, you do better, right? But Hebrews 12:2 says, looking unto Yahusha, the author and finisher of our belief, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, or the tree, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High. See, we're to look at him as the perfect paragon, or as the paragon, which is a person or thing regarded as the perfect example or of a particular quality. See, he's the highest quality. And one of the other meanings of paragon also is a perfect diamond of 100 carats or more. The best of the best. And not only do we look to him, we try to follow his example. Every single day. No, we follow his example. Because he showed us how to do it. And 1 Peter 2:21-23 tells us how he did it. For even hereunto were you called, because Mashiach also suffered for us, leaving us an example that you should follow his steps, who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth, who when he was reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to him that judges righteously. He knew when to hold them and when he knew when to fold them. And all that time he was perfect. Didn't commit not one sin. And Peter said he's the example we should follow. We should follow his steps, as the text says. And we spoke on them steps, family, in a prior recording. I don't recall the exact title of it, but we were saying how he went out into the wilderness. First he was baptized, came up and was all that noise ain't going nowhere. You can tell they manipulated the muffler system, because that sure ain't no motor and no power. Praise Most High. But yeah, he's our grand example that we should follow. What were we saying? We couldn't think of the title of that recording we did. We was making an example. Yeah, the path, the process. Yahusha was first in obedience, went to go get baptized, and as he said, to make things right, I need to get baptized by you. And like I said, in obedience, he went to get baptized, and then he was confirmed, because he was preparing his whole life. And see, that's where we've been on these channels. We've been following Yahusha, being obedient to his call on our lives and doing what he's called us to do. Now he's telling us, okay, we've done enough. It's time to move forward. It's time to go higher. It's time to take your position to another level. And then he would he went and gathered up his help, went out and preached and did what he was supposed to do, healed, preached, cast out demons. Then he went back to the Father, got back into a solitary place to where the Most High would speak to him and instruct him what to do next. And see, this is the example we need to remember more than anything else. That is through and by him. We're always going back to get our orders every single day. Pardon me. Even if he's giving us orders the prior night or even that prior morning, we're always in his face like, okay, Pop, what's next? Because as I've been saying of late, and he's done it quite often, he's called an audible. He's saying we're going to switch up what we was going to do. And we see there in Acts 4:12 that Yahusha is the way, and that he was given the name. Well, let's read it. Neither is there salvation in any other. In his example. Not only in his example that we should follow, but in him, period, with him being the sacrifice for us, which means salvation, which cleanses us from the sin that we had and have in our lives. For there is none other name under heaven given among men, whereby we must be saved. And this is no one-time salvation, family. Just like people say, once saved, always saved. You a lie. Why does it say he's married to the backslider? That means you can walk away from him. You can slip away. Then Philippians 2:10 and 11 says that in the name of Yahusha, every knee shall bow, of things in heaven and things on earth and things under the earth, and that every tongue shall confess that Yahusha HaMashiach is Adonai, to the glory of the Most High, the Abba. So the Most High gave him all power. He put all power in his hand and said that at your name this is going to happen. And then he turned around and gave us the same power. Said, in my name you can cast out these devils. You can do these things. You can heal the sick. You can even walk on water. Do the impossible. Praise the highest. Hallelujah. So we have a choice today, family. We can either walk down that wide path through the wide gate, which we know where that gate is opening up to, or we can go down the narrow path and slide through the narrow gate. But the text says only a few find it. That's trouble, family. That's a whole lot of trouble for a whole lot of people. Because it says only a few find it. I pray I'm worthy, family. And then I do want to share this script that we Karis gave over there from Covenant Awakenings, and it's Deuteronomy 33:7, and this is the blessing of Yehuda. And he said, "Hear, Most High, the voice of Yehuda, and bring him unto his people. Let his hands be sufficient for him, and you be his help, and be thou and help to him for his enemies, from his enemies." So what more can we ask for, family? Because as Moshe was praying here, he was saying, "Hear the voice of Yehuda, and bring him unto his people." See, family, this has been our job of late, just like Karis was saying, of waking our people up. But now we're woke. Now we're all like them, the bones. We done stood up at attention. A whole glorious army, as the text says. Now we're waiting on building, but waiting on the command to go and do, and it's to build. And that's why the text says that his hands be sufficient for him. So whatever we put our hands to, it's going to be sufficient. The Most High is going to bless it, while he watches our back and keeps us from our enemies trying to attack. Praise the highest today. Just like Nehemiah and the boys, while they built, they still had a weapon in their hand. But we have a choice to make, family. We all love to hear that second Exodus talk, but do we want to stay second Exodus ready? Do we want to continue to live that Kadash lifestyle? Being the example that Yahusha has been to you, or not? See, we have choices out here to make, family. Hallelujah. And I'm glad I made the right one and continue to. But that's our time, family. Do stay up, keep pushing forward in the right direction. Shalom.